Well, I guess I am live on YouTube, and I'm recording this, and I see a couple people wandering in. I wanted to share something live and record a video, and I've titled this "The Strength to Stay with Yourself." And honestly, this is to help ground ourselves to be engaged in our lives. And as I look at my notes here and think about what the heck I want to say, I guess the things that really come up for me is I want to talk about the Brotherhood of Being, which is a new program I'm helping form with a few other great coaches with tons of life experience, from the military to fatherhood to working in corporations, Fortune 500 corporations, and carrying tons of responsibility in life. Because here's the fact: most of us were taught how to do a job, sweep a floor, build a resume, even. But many of us haven't been taught how to stay present with ourself and with our emotions when they're raging, or maybe when we're in some deep depression and struggling. We might have been trained to solve problems at work or even chase after success and roles and goals, maybe even push through. But we weren't taught how to kind of sit and just be with ourselves, to sit still in that fire of our emotions without trying to fix it. And honestly, that's what tomorrow is about. And that's what every other Thursday is about in the Brotherhood of Being. This is our second get together, and it's a live get together. And tomorrow I'm hosting, and I'm going a little deeper on what I was just talking about, how we practice emotional intelligence. And the Brotherhood of Being is for men. We've talked to tons of women that are really interested in bringing this and sharing it with the men in their lives, but they also know that this is kind of what we need. So tomorrow, June 19th at noon Central Time in the US, I'm hosting a men's session called the Brotherhood of Being. It's not about that productivity hack crap. It's not therapy. It's not counseling. It's more like space for men to show up and just be present and practice that kind of emotional intelligence that we don't talk about enough, especially at school and when we're growing up. I'm a strength coach part-time and help people with their weightlifting and really encourage them. But do you know what real strength is that I've seen in my 50 years? It isn't how much the number is on what we can lift, but sometimes it's just whether we can pause. It's if we can pause and slow down before we yell, whether we can hold a little bit of space for our son's tears without rushing to shut them down or try to control the situation. It's about whether you can name what's really going on in your mind, or maybe in your gut and in your nervous system, without needing to run to a solution, without needing to solve it. Emotional intelligence kind of came on the scene when Daniel Goleman talked about it, and he shares this quote: "For better or for worse, intelligence can come to nothing when emotions hold sway." And gosh, I really think I know I live that. I used to think that I had to conquer everything or do every project, and honestly, sometimes I still do. But I always felt like I had to prove something and control everything, and that made me miserable a lot of the times. It made me really angry. It made me anxious behind that angry nature and fearful. And honestly, after years of it, it made me a bigger stranger to myself than I ever thought possible. I kind of thought I could just drive through everything. And I get the goosebumps here, but I've also spent the last decade unlearning things, unlearning that through meditation, through men's work, through silence, through journaling, and even through sweat and tears and counseling and help and coaching and fatherhood. And honestly, from the heroic community, which is this wonderful community I've connected with the past dozen years or so, through the Dzogchen teachings that come from my teacher, Kachab Rinpoche. And honestly, just sitting still in my shit instead of running or having to try to get rid of it. And what I want to share is what I've learned, and I want to help people save time. And I want to hear, and I want you to bring what you're interested in learning and connecting with other men too on. So if you're a man who's ready to stop performing and always chasing goals and just wants to start being and come to something that's not recorded or judged, and honestly, if you've been carrying more than you feel like you can handle right now, this is made for you. It's to connect with coaches, it's to connect with systems and ways of thinking and theories that you can bring forth. But most importantly, it's about learning how to lead yourself and live your life with presence and less pressure. So come join us. We would love to have you. If not this week, we do have upcoming sessions every other Thursday. So register with a link in the show description, and we'll send out a reminder to your email about when we meet up, and you can subscribe to our calendar. So again, tomorrow, June 19th, it's Thursday, noon Central. It'll be live on Zoom. It won't be recorded. It's free. It's real. And it might just be something that helps you shift your own life towards one of more presence, more balance, and maybe just coming back to that equanimity that you crave in your life. So the Brotherhood of Being, presence over performance. The link is below. I'll see you there, or I'll see you at one of them soon. Take care of yourself.